Come with me to make a two-tiered wedding cake. So I get a surprising amount of people who ask me if I can do a wedding cake, and not gonna lie, I'm like, I can do a wedding cake depending on the style they want, because to me a wedding cake is very much the same as like a birthday cake. There's very little that I do differently between a wedding and like a regular cake. Here's one thing I do that is different, which is cutting off the caramelization. So you want the pictures to be nice and pretty, and you want the cake to kind of be all one color. So cutting off the caramelization, make sure that when the couple cuts that slice, there's not like a big ring of like dark caramelization in that photo. Other than that, I treat wedding cakes very similarly to every other cake that I make. So for this cake, I was working with the parents since the couple lived out of town, and we decided on the same flavor for both tiers. We went with a vanilla cake with a vanilla bean sugar syrup and then a chocolate filling. The exterior I use is a white chocolate ganache frosting since I think it smooths really well and it holds its shape very well, making sure that the cakes can stay outside or just in a room without the refrigerator for quite a few hours. They wanted to feed between 60 and 80 people, and so we went with an 8-inch and a 6-inch cake, both with 4 layers. I put a board in between the 2 layers so that way each person was served 2 layers of cake and 1 layer of frosting per slice. Using the party cutting method of 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch squares, I say that an 8-inch 4-layer can feed up to 48 people and a 6-inch 4-layer can feed up to 24 people, giving them around 75 slices. And for this couple, I don't remember who exactly was cutting the cake, but I believe it would have been one of the parents, and they were less familiar with how a cake is constructed, and so I went ahead and sent them some YouTube videos on how to break apart a cake, so that way they knew what they were doing come the wedding time. Once I stacked my cakes, I popped them in the fridge and then went ahead and went in with the crumb coat. And unlike the semi-naked cake where I need the crumb coat to be perfect, this one, it just needs to be even and smooth, and it can't have crumbs in it because I'm going to cover it with the final coat in the next video. Now that my cakes are done, I'm going to pop them in the fridge overnight so they're nice and sturdy and come back for part 2 where I go ahead and decorate.